Morning, how are you? So today I'm going to prep tonight's dinner because I'm going to do a Game of Thrones moment now. Winter's coming. It's so cold. It was like 8 degrees this morning when I took dogs out at 6 o'clock. So I'm now in my comfy cardigan in my kitchen and it's just after 7 o'clock. So I've got half an hour to prep dinner for tonight before I need to go upstairs and start work. So what am I going to do today? Well, that's my phone. Well, if you looked at one of my other videos last week, you'll see I did a beautiful tenderloin fillet of pork. And it was gorgeous. And it did require marinating overnight. So today I thought, you know what? I'll show you how to use the same piece of meat, but literally just throw it in that morning into your slow cooker. And it's dead simple. I'm also going to do a pumpkin mash, and yes, Lola is eating as always. She's been eating for I don't know how long actually. So she's not hungry. She's just doing it because Fido's got better biscuits left in his bowl than her, so she's making sure she can eat them before he does. Anyway, I'm going to make with it a pumpkin mash, because obviously it's coming up to Halloween in just over a month's time and pumpkin season is out there. Now you can, if you want to, use the pumpkin shell to make your pumpkins for your kids with the lights in. Just be warned, some of the pumpkins you buy for Halloween are sort of farm grown and not very nice to eat for a meal. They're not produced for food, they're produced for Halloween. So if you do try pumpkin for the first time and it's a pumpkin which has been grown for the Halloween season, it might not taste as nice as somebody who has grown a pumpkin on their allotment with love and attention. All right, so just a bit of a tip there. Now, because I'm not using my pumpkin for Halloween, because it's like over a month away, it wouldn't be very good, and also I don't have any kids in the house, and my phone is going mad this morning, I don't need to worry about the skin. So I did something very, very lazy with my pumpkin. I'm just going to grab it from here so you can see it. Let me just put the light under my stove. Let me show you here. Right, so I popped it in the oven the other day with other food I was cooking, and I roasted it. And it's been sitting in this pan because, I don't know if you can see here, look at all that liquid that's coming off it. Now I've already taken off a load of liquid, so I'm resting it basically just to get as much of that water out as possible so that the mash is sort of more sort of textured. Does that make sense to you? You don't have to do it, I suppose, but I just wanted to because I'm not going to add any butter or any cream to my mash. I am for my husband, but not for me, so I want mine to taste really, really sort of grainy, if that makes sense. I like my potato mash sort of chunky. I don't like it mushy, and I want to try and make the same texture with my pumpkin. So so I roasted it in the oven and it's just been resting, so I will drain that water off and I will show you that later when I get around to doing the mash. It's going to be the easiest mash you'll ever make, and by just roasting it whole like that, it means you haven't got all the peeling and the chopping, so I'm just being very, very lazy. Right, so super easy. I'm going to add in here, I've got some chopped garlic, and yes, I've used real garlic because I'm running out of my lazy garlic. How did that happen? I don't know. Got loads of lazy ginger, but not lazy garlic. I'm going to add into there a load of little cherry tomatoes. These were grown by a lady from Slim World and her husband. They brought me a few bags into group recently, and they are so delicious. So just pop those at the bottom. I do love cooking fresh tomatoes because I think they just add another flavour. They're just so sweet, and it is one of those fruits, vegetables, whatever you want to call them, that actually is better for you cooked. So a bit of a top tip there. I'm going to add a teaspoon of oregano to that, and then I'm also going to add a teaspoon of thyme. Okay. And then I'm going to ignore Lola for a second while she scratches my back door, and add in a tin of chopped tomatoes. So yeah, lots of tomatoes in here. I am just going to open that back door for Lola. She's going to drive me mad. There we go. I want some pepper to go into this. I'm not going to put any salt in. spicy, but obviously you can use whichever pepper you really want to do. And then I've got a chicken stock cube, which is just going in there. And then I've got my piece of meat, which is going to open. And that's just going to go and lay in there as well. There we go. And then if I get a spoon, what I'm going to do is just push that down, add a bit of the liquid over the top for now, like that. Okay, now that's going to sit just like that, and I will pop that on at lunchtime for 4 hours, and that will be perfect for this evening. My kitchen is quite cool, so I haven't got to worry that the fact that the pork is sat out at the wrong temperature. If you are worried, stick it in the fridge. I've done that in the summer. Stick it in the fridge and just take it out of, because this just lifts out, and just leave it in there. So I'm going to pop the lid on there, and that is it until this evening. Told you, quick and simple. That's me, especially when I'm working. So guys, I will catch you later when the pork is cooked, and I'll show you what I do with my mash. All right. Lola agrees. Right, I'm trying not to steam you up. You can see there that the pork has cooked lovely. Tomatoes are, oh look, you have steamed up. Told you, have started to sort of burst because they're all cooked. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to leave it without the lid on for about half an hour, just so some of those juices condense down a little bit more. And while that's doing, I'm going to get on with my pumpkin mash. Right, so here is my gorgeous pumpkin. So I'm just going to take the top off, which just falls off, which is brilliant. And I'm just going to cut it in half. Okay. Now, if you look at that. You've got your seeds right in the middle. So all I'm going to need now is a spoon. And if I was prepared, I would have got it out already. Here it is. Right, I've got a plate to the side of me, and all I'm going to do now is scrape out my pumpkin seeds. Now you could, if you wanted to, roast these separately and have them as a snack. You do need to sin them, you do need to take them into account, but I think I might just do that anyway. Or you could actually put them out for the birdies. I think they would quite like them this time of year. Let me just get it out. Lola's eating, can you believe it? Just because I pressed record. Just getting past a joke now with her. The skin will literally just fall off. Okay. Like so. Revealing the flesh behind. We have got another plate here, which I can pop my flesh onto. Okay. It is a bit harder at the bottom where the stem is, just down here, okay? But apart from that, it is quite easy just to peel off all of your skin. And like I said, I've took all the liquid out, because I've drained it overnight as well. So, and it's amazing how much water comes out of this. You'd be surprised. So, perfect. Right, so what I'm going to do now is I am going to crack on with the other half and do that, and then I'm going to show you how I'm going to make my mash. Right, so that's all my flesh. So all I'm going to do now is I'm just going to chop it into pieces, like that. As I said earlier, I want my mash to be quite dense. I don't want it to be mushy. So this is the right consistency. Now what you could do, if you didn't want to use mash, you could roast some of this and sprinkle some cinnamon on it. I might do that because there is too much here actually for one night's mash. Right, so next thing I need to do is to get my pan on the go. Right, so I'm trying to steam you up. The liquid in there is actually just the liquid from the pumpkin where it was resting earlier. So I actually am going to use the rest of my lazy garlic. I have ordered some more on my next shopping. I'm gutted that I somehow forgot to buy it for myself. Okay, so I'm just going to cook that down a little bit. Okay, perfect. And then I'm just going to add to that my pumpkin. So probably half of what I had. Bit of the skin there, just leave it out. I don't know why I've kept some skin. Just take that. And I'm just going to cook that down for a few more minutes so that it gets the flavours of the garlic as well. Right, if you have a normal frying pan that you don't mind using metal on, you could just get a fork now and just mash this down like I'm doing here, but with these Berghoff pans you ruin them if you use any metal in it. So I'm just using the back of a wooden spoon just to mash this up more now. As I said, I don't want it to be like runny mash. There's nothing worse than that, I don't think. But I want to get rid of just a few of the chunks. Okay. You could just get a masher if you want to, but I don't mind doing it this way. It's good for your arms as well. Okay, right, now pumpkin can be a bit bland, so I'm going to pimp this up a little bit. And to do that, obviously I need some pepper. If you want to add salt in it, you can. I'm not. I say I don't salt in my food. So I've got pepper there. And then I've got 71 grams of cheese, mature cheese. There's no reason why it's 71 grams other than that is the chunk that I picked out, and this is for hubby and I, and because it's extra mature, lighter, we can have 40 grams each for our Healthy Extra A, and so this is less than one Healthy Extra A each. So I'm just going to grate this. I grate it on a fine grater as well, just because it melts in much quicker. Right, okay, so all I'm going to do now is mix that in. And that is my mash done. Now what I'm going to do is take half of this out when I'm ready to serve, and then for my husband I'm going to mix his with a little bit of cream because I know he'll enjoy it if it's creamier, and I'll probably put another butter in for his, but for me that's not going to happen. So let me dish this up and I will show you what it all comes out like. So dinner last night was lovely. I do like tomato based sauces, I really do, and hubby enjoyed the cream in his pumpkin. I've got excuse me, some of the sauce left, and some broccoli left over from last night, so I'm going to keep that for next week because I'm going to make that into a little soup for myself for my lunch, so nothing goes to waste in this house. And we've also got some pumpkin left here, which I may roast or again might turn it into a soup for in the week. So there's a couple of meals there literally out of one pumpkin, so I'm quite chuffed. Anyway guys, I hope you enjoyed that. If you did, don't forget to subscribe, click notifications and give me a thumbs up. Alright, I'll see you in my next video. Bye. Bye.